All right, welcome folks, starting just a smidge late. If you're wondering about the new surroundings, BNC TV has made the trip out to Hoosac Valley here in Adams, Massachusetts. Lou Bordeaux, Tyler Borbo bringing the play-by-play action of this game. So happy to be able to go on the road and bring this postseason game, round of 16 of the Division 5 MIAA tournament. And as we see, graphics coming up that shouldn't.
That's Lucy Burnap at the plate. Second baseman Basilian fades back. She puts that away. Good afternoon, everybody. So glad to be with you here today. Road game, round of 16, as Tyler said.
Apologize, a little bit of a late start on our part.
You know, I didn't even check the time. I think maybe they started early.
They did start a couple minutes early, but
oh yeah, they did.
Well, you know, still, no matter the start time, always wait until the last minute to cross our T's and dot our lowercase J's. So we got Layla Goulston coming up to bat, second in the lineup for the Panthers.
And she takes that one inside. Ball one, counts 1-1 on Layla. That first batter I said was Lucy Burnap, popped out to the second baseman. Layla's going to be followed by Kobe Tominski, who will be pitching today in this round of 16 matchup, D5 tournament. Panthers with their hands full today. This is the #1 seed that they are taking on.
Well, as we talked Monday, and as usual, something happens when we start talking. Solid pop up there, but easy fielding by the shortstop of the Hurricanes.
So you were saying, Tyler?
Oh, yes. Monday, during the boys' win, Pioneer versus Palmer, we were talking both teams having an evenly matched first round of the round of 32. If they took the win for both of those games, it was going to be the steepest of inclinations for, going up against the first seed.
Long fly ball by Kobe. It's back there. Center fielder fading away.
Nice catch.
Ashley Lord puts that away, or Hannah Lord, excuse me, puts that away to retire the side. All three Panther batters getting the bat on the ball in the top of the first. Nothing to show for it. We're in the middle of the first inning here in Adams, Massachusetts. Stay tuned, check out our sponsors, and we'll be right back with more tournament softball right here on BNC TV. Time for the bottom of the first inning here at the D5 round of 16, the Sweet 16 matchup. Kobe Tominski in the circle today for Pioneer. This is Gracelyn Wright, first pitch swinging, and it's a pop-up put away by Jalen Beliski. 1 pitch, 1 out. And that'll bring up shortstop Gianna Wittek. Beautiful day here in Adams.
Now, I haven't asked Kobe directly, but being the senior on the team, as usual, start talking.
Line drive out to Hannah Shepard, so 2 pitches, 2 outs. Threatening your record, Tyler.
Yep. That was Hannah Shepard at third.
Oh, right. That was Amy Van Dorn made the catch.
Oh, okay. Excuse me. I
Yep.
thought they switched positions. Yeah, Amy Van Dorn in left field. But
I'm just getting used to our new surroundings here.
yeah, it is. It definitely throws us off not being in our usual Gargoyle perch up on that scaffolding at the Pioneer Valley fields.
Yeah, this is a pretty nice bench here. I think we should take it home with us.
I think they expect us to. Like the towels at a hotel.
Something like that. At bat now is Genevieve Lagesse. Genevieve is the first baseman for the Hurricanes. Left-handed hitter. She pops that one up. And Hannah Shepard, I knew I would call her name sooner or later, puts that one away in foul territory, and that's going to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down for the Hurricanes. Nothing across. 1 inning complete here at the Sweet 16 game between Pioneer and Hoosac Valley. We've got no score. Stay tuned. We'll have more softball coming up in a moment right here on BNC TV. That's a swing on a miss for strike 3. That was Maggie Tippanyuk. Struck out on 3 pitches. She got the inning started here for Pioneer in the top of the 2nd inning.
Apologize again for the late start. Had to
we had an emergency.
run in, do some recalibrating.
Exactly. Here's Amy Van Dorn. One goes high and away. It's 2-1. Pitches down, gets a little bit of that fine infield sand. Improves the grip. Just missed inside, 3-1. Evie Lewis is on deck for Pioneer. We are in the top of the second inning. Sliced foul down the right side. Sliced foul down the right side. Hurricanes come into this game 20-0 on the campaign. Foul ball in the same place, 0-2. Swung on and missed strike three. That's going to retire the side. Bottom of the second inning. Hoosac Valley's cleanup hitter, Izzy Tart, is at the plate. She's the third baseman. According to stats that I received, she is a constant threat at the plate. 13 homers on the season. 13 homers and 49 runs batted in. Counts 3-0. Kobe pitching very carefully to Izzy. No good blame her.
Well, you know, I should have asked for an exact number, but it's my understanding that Kobe is quite close to 100 strikeouts.
Oh. Well, what better day to get them than in a state tournament game? This is the Hoosac Valley catcher, Rachel Winnock. Fly ball center field. Layla Goulston's got it. Izzy has to retreat to first base. And we've got one out here in the bottom of the second inning.
Goulston, always a great player to have out there in center field, running things, good positioning. She's a great judge of where to put herself.
Center fielder Hannah Lord steps in. Swings right through that one for strike one. Yeah, make it strike two. Oh, 0-2 on the Hurricane center fielder. She's going to be followed by Ashlyn Lamke. Goulston goes back. She's got it. Hustles the ball back in. Nicely done. As you were saying, Tyler, more of that solid defense from Layla Goulston.
Oh, absolutely. And getting the ball back in there quickly. So far, they've had 2 fly balls out there. And with the quick work that they've done, they've managed to hold that first runner on first. Or the first batter of the inning on first. Excuse me.
Start on each pitch and then retreat. I think she finally timed Kobe on that one. Trying to draw a throw again. Not happening. This is Ashlyn Lamke. She is the left fielder for Hoosac Valley. Pounded into the ground. It's off of Shepard's glove. Tart circles third. She's going to score. Throw comes in. Hoosac Valley takes a 1-0 lead.
Definitely a tough situation. You know, great job by Hannah Shepard going after that ball, slowing it down. But fielding that ball probably would have held everything to a first and second.
And that one's up high. Ball one on Ella Basilian. Ella plays second base for Hoosac Valley. Pounded into the ground. Greta Lewis threw it over the head of first baseman Lucy Burnap.
Sorry, I got lost in the action.
Basilian dives back in safely. Another run comes across. Some aggressive base running by the Hurricanes, and it's 2-0. Ella reaches on the E4. No run batted in on the air. This is right fielder Harper Bialis. Two outs here in the bottom of the second inning. Hurricanes up by 2. Just misses low. Long drive to right field. Abby Lewis behind her head on that one. What a catch.
Boy, fantastic catch. That definitely got them out of a tough situation.
Just in time to retire the side. For Hoosac Valley in the second, 2 runs, 1 base hit, 1 runner left. After 2 complete, Hoosac leads this one 2-0. Stay tuned, please check out our sponsors, and we will be right back with this D5 Sweet 16 game right here on BNC TV.
Back, folks.
Top of the third inning. Getting things started with Greta Lewis, second baseman for the Panthers. She'll be followed by Hannah Shepard and Jalen Beliski here in the top of the third inning. Good pitch there. Foul tip into the mitt. That one misses low.
Ooh, that was chin music.
That was chin music. High and tight. It's a full count on Greta.
My eagerness. It's one of my favorite slang terms in baseball.
Sliced foul down the right side. You know, all those foul balls over on the right side lead me to believe that the Panther bats are just a smidge slow coming around on Gracelyn Wright. And I think as this game progresses, their timing will improve and straighten some of those out. Just my uneducated opinion.
Oh, I think there's some education behind it. You know, a lot of being at bat is kind of, you know, knowing the timing and feeling the beat of the pitcher. And that's why if I could be talking myself into a hole right now, but that's why change-ups are so effective.
Absolutely right.
Because it messes with that kind of pitching tempo and the speed.
You just get into the zone and you expect a certain range of velocity. And then the change-up, as its name would indicate, changes things right up.
I'm glad they named it that.
That
made
was
it easy for me to tell.
That they were having a big creative day.
I love it.
Called strike 3. Catcher dropped it, threw it down to first base just to make sure. Perfect pitch by Gracelyn Wright. And here's Hannah Shepard. Our first look at Hannah at the plate today. It's ball one up high. And it certainly looks like Gracelyn Wright is into quite a rhythm out there. She gets some mustard on it, no question about it.
Well, when you have a team that's coming into this game 20-0, you kind of have to wonder whether or not they have, you know, well, pun intended, all of their bases covered.
Ah, very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gracelyn is the starting pitcher for the Hurricanes. Swing on and miss for strike 3. That's 5 consecutive strikeouts for Gracelyn. She pitched 114 innings this season.
Let's see, 114 divided by 7. Left my abacus in the car.
As did I. According to Mass Live, so I'll have to use that caveat. 55 earned runs, 74 runs overall. So I think that would establish that once the opposing team does kind of get her number, they do have the ability to straighten out those foul balls. This is Jalen Beliski, shortstop. Jalen takes that one up high. And that's up higher. 3 balls, no strikes on the Panther shortstop. Ball 4, and the Panthers have their first base runner of the afternoon.
Well, Beliski, after watching her for a few seasons, definitely noticed that she's got a keen eye in the batter's box, and she does a great job of waiting for the pitcher to throw her something she can use, and she won't go after it if it doesn't.
We are back to the top of the order. Lucy Burnap. Lucy's playing first base today for Pioneer. And that is 6 straight balls from Gracelyn. Catcher sets up outside. Another one up high. She's not missing by a lot, but she is missing.
Well, she's definitely looking for that could go either way kind of outside of the strike zone.
And Lucy taking all the way. Wright comes in with it for strike one. It's 3 balls, 1 strike. 2 outs here in the top of the third. And a foul pop-up right down the right side. Legess with a nice backhanded stab. And that's going to retire. Time for the bottom of the third inning. That's Grace Lynn Wright, the pitcher. Once again, first pitch swinging. That time it pays off. Drops a base hit right in front of Layla Golston. And the Hurricanes have their first batter on base to start this third inning. That'll bring up shortstop Gianna Wittek. Gianna lined out to Amy Van Dorn in the first inning. Pushes a bunt, nicely done, but just foul. Hoosac Valley looking to play a little small ball here. Perfect bunt. Sacrifice works as intended. Advances Grace Lynn to second base. 1 out. Brings up Genevieve Legess, who closed out the Pioneer half of the third inning with that nice backhand pickup over in foul territory. And that's sliced foul out of play behind the Pioneer bench. Oh and 1 on Genevieve. Same general direction. She fouled out to Hannah Shepard in the first inning. Hoosac Valley on top, 2-0. Pitch is outside, 1-1. Just misses low, 2-1. And we mentioned earlier that Pioneer won their round of 32 game out in Douglas on Monday with a 4-2 win. Hoosac Valley also played on Monday, and they put away Norfolk County Agricultural 13-1. So both teams come into this one with a little momentum behind them. There's another foul back. It's 2-2.
And currently, as this game goes on, the Pioneer boys went on the road to face off against their
English High
previous year championship rival, also ranked number 1. So both teams have had steep challenges in the postseason. And wish them the best as the game most likely is coming towards the close, one way or the other.
Ground ball nicely played by Greta. Tosses over to Lucy for the putout. Wright advances to third base. Hurricanes with a runner on third with 2 out. And that brings up the ever dangerous Izzy Tart. And they intentionally walk Izzy. Took the bat out of her hands.
Well, it is a smart play. That is something that I think is the first time I've ever seen an intentional walk in all my years of covering high school baseball and softball.
Yeah, it doesn't come along too often, but it was certainly the right move there. Nice stop by Maggie Tipeniuk behind the plate. Izzy goes into second base, unchallenged. This is Rachel Winnick. We got 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Hurricanes threatening again. Good pitch by Kobe, 1-1. Golfed into center field. Two-run score, but Winnick was tagged out trying to stretch that into a 2-base hit. And the side's going to be retired. Those 2 runs do count. We are at the end of 3 innings. Layla Goulston getting things started off for Pioneer here in the top of the 4th. First pitch swinging, shortstop's got it. Over to first base, good senior pitcher, Kobe Tominski. Right just misses low with that one, 1-0. Inside, 2-0. Rachel Winnick behind the plate for Hoosac Valley. Did a nice job framing that one. Didn't fool the home plate umpire. Count goes to 3-0. And it's popped up. A little bit of backspin on that. Basilian was able to put it away. Yeah, and that's 2 out.
Apologize for that. This Wi-Fi issue is killing us.
If your feed is lagging, people, stay with us. We'll be back in a second. Maybe 2. This is catcher Maggie Tipeniuk. She swings through strike 1. Maggie struck out in the 2nd inning. Good pitch by Wright on the inside corner, 0-2. Pop up, Wright puts it away. That's going to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down for the Panthers. Nothing across. In the middle of the 4th inning, Hoosac Valley 4, Pioneer nothing. Please take a look at our sponsors and don't go away. We'll have more Panther softball coming right up here on BNC TV. bottom of the fourth inning. Fast-moving softball tournament game. Just want to apologize in case I butcher any of the Hoosac Valley names. Entirely possible. I just read them for the first time about half an hour ago.
We
Amy Van Doren leading off for the Panthers here in the top of the fifth inning. Takes strike one. Another good pitch by Grace Lynn Wright. Swung right through that one. It's 0-2. Foul ball down the right side. Amy stays alive with the 0-2 count. She's going to be followed by Evie Lewis and Greta Lewis here in the top of the fifth inning. Low and inside. Count goes to 1-2. Called strike three on the outside corner. That is Grace Lynn's sixth strikeout on the day. Easy for me to say. And here's right fielder Evie Lewis. Takes that one up high. Right down to first base. Genevieve picks it up, touches the bag for the unassisted put out. And that brings up Greta Lewis. Greta playing second base today for Pioneer. She took a called third strike back in the third inning. Foul tip. Winner of this matchup today advances to the Elite Eight at a time and location to be determined. Pounded foul down the right side. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Greta. And we're going to recalibrate and do it. Another ball outside. It's a full count. And that one was behind her. It might have hit her in the calf. Either way, Greta goes to first base. And that'll set the table for Hannah Shepard. Big cut at that one, 0-1. Fouled back, 0-2. Just missed outside. ball and 2 strikes on the Panther third baseman. Swung on and missed for strike 3. He's going to retire the side. Nothing across 4. Welcome back to the bottom of the 5th inning here at this fast-moving D5 round of 16 game between the Hoosac Valley Hurricanes and your Pioneer Panthers. Hoosac Valley on top 4-0. That's Gracelyn Wright, rips that first one. Fair ball. In with a stand-up double. That is the 3rd time Gracelyn swinging at the first pitch, and that one certainly paid off.
Definitely a great way to start off your inning.
And that brings up shortstop Gianna Wittek. A wild pitch. Kobe held on just a second too long. Wright advances to third base. Hurricanes threatening. Runner on third, nobody out. Another one high and outside. Wright's coming home. She's in safely. 2 big wild pitches. Some solid base running by Gracelyn Wright. Maggie Tippiniuk comes out to give Kobe a moment to recalibrate. That's twice, Tyler.
And still not enough.
If I only had the thesaurus with me.
Well, you know, part of what I'm seeing out there is it's hard not to discuss what you know about the teams before you're going to play them, and then fill in some of the blanks of things that you don't know. You know, and when you look at an upcoming game, you're looking at things on paper. You're looking at the 20-0 for the Panthers. You know, it can be a little bit intimidating, but so far they've come in and they've held their own, and they've done a great job against them. There's a couple more innings, and you know, we have seen that. We've seen a lot of reasons why Hoosac has not lost a game, but you know, Tyminski might be shaken up a little bit off that double on a first pitch, but you know, I think Pioneer is not too far away from getting back into this.
And Wittek takes a walk. Hurricanes with a runner on first base. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And we're getting into the meat of the Hurricane batting order now.
And while they have a time of recalibration
Nicely
there in the circle, It's a perfect opportunity to thank you folks for tuning in, whether you're tuning into the subpar live stream. Sorry, the live stream is not subpar. It's the Wi-Fi that is coming through. Having a real tough time with it. My cell carrier hotspot is not pulling their weight. I don't mind saying that. But so happy to have you with us. We are most certainly going to upload the final game, the trimmed edited game later on this evening. So we'll make sure that's up for a clean watch for you folks. Of course, it'll be rebroadcast on 1075 HD.
That's over Amy Van Doren's head. Runner was going to hold up over at third base, but saw the ball rolling in the infield. Whittek took a look. She said, I'm going to make it, and she did. That was a big base hit by Genevieve Legesse. Give her a double on that and advances on the throw. So still with nobody out. Another runner on third base. Izzy Tart at the plate, this time swinging from the right side. Could have sworn she swung from the left side her first time up.
This is definitely possible.
Replays. We need replays here, Tyler.
Hey, that's on deck just after our press box behind the baseball backstop.
Okay, I want the press box, though. That's key. Kobe once again pitching very carefully to Izzy, who is probably the biggest offensive threat in all of Western Mass softball right now. Long fly ball coming this way. It's way back, up against the fence. Izzy with a stand-up double. Legesse scores. The Hurricanes have broken this one open at 7-0. Izzy Tart had all of that one to the deepest part of the ballpark. This is catcher Rachel Wanook. Right back to Kobe Tominski. Over to first base, and we've got one out. Izzy advances to third.
Wanook has had a great game.
And this is Hannah Lord fouling that one out of play. Hurricanes on top. 8-rip, as the hockey boys say. This is Ella Basilian. No missing when that home plate umpire calls a strike. You can hear it all the way back here.
Always appreciate that clear communication from the umpire.
Swing and a miss, it's 0-2. Got one out here in the bottom of the fifth. Counts 0-2 on Basilian. 4 big runs across so far this inning for the Hurricanes. Pounded into the ground. Shepard's got it, can't do anything with it. Runner from third scores. And it's going to make it 9-0. Lamke advances to third. Call that an infield hit. Give Ella a run batted in. And that brings up Harper Bialis. But I think we've got a pinch hitter here. No, 14 is right. I wrote down the wrong number.
Oh, nice catch by Bernap.
Yeah, it was.
Had to chase it down right into the fence to get her glove on that one.
And that was Harper Bialis. Back to the top of the order. Grace Lynn Wright got things started up with a double earlier this inning. Before that, she had a single and a pop out to the shortstop. And a wild pitch, another run's going to score. That's 10. Two balls, no strikes on Grace Lynn Wright. Make it 2-1. Kobe's got it. Again, another throw that got past Lucy over there.
That's going to be a run scored.
And that's going to make it 11. No RBI on the error. And with this game now going into double digits by Hoosac Valley, of their 20 wins on the season, 18 times they've been into double digits. Ball gets away from Maggie. Wright advances over to third base on the wild pitch. Three balls, no strikes. And it's up high for ball four. Once again, getting into the danger zone of the Hoosac Valley lineup. Genevieve Legesse puts a bow on this one. It's a long home run over the center field fence. 3 big runs batted in on that one.
You kind of just tell before you even heard the sound from the bat, just even the body language, that you knew that was her pitch and she was going after it with everything she had.
And with that big 10-run inning by Hoosac Valley, they get to the magic 14, and that's going to be a wrap. Hoosac Valley advances to the Elite Eight in this Mass State D5. With the big 14-0 victory over the Pioneer Panthers. Panthers season comes to an end. Student athletes did a lot right this season. And they've certainly been building over the last few years.
Well, it was You know, we knew coming into this game it was going to be a difficult battle for Pioneer. And, you know, they held it off for quite a few innings. And, you know, they really made Hoosac work for it. You know, it wasn't up until a couple innings in that they really opened things up. But Pioneer held things together for quite a few innings, kept it a baseball game. But, you know, that's tournament. It's 32 teams, and, you know, number 1 seed versus the number 17 seed, excuse me, is it's a tough challenge. And, you know, Pioneer came out here and really worked at it and tried their best. And, you know, I will say they have had a phenomenal season. Like I mentioned earlier in the game, been covering softball and baseball for a number of years now, and the Pioneer girls had a fantastic season. Still went out with a winning record.
Yeah, and that's really something important to take away from this one. You know, you never want to lose your last game of the season. And since MIAA went to this bracket format a few years ago, the eventual champion has to win 5 straight games. And if you watch any other sports, you realize that these one-and-done games, every game is a Game 7. And you really need to continue winning. We were fortunate to see it last year with the boys basketball and the boys baseball. Doesn't come along that often, but when it does, it is very sweet. The girls softball team, an admirable campaign. You know, looking back over the years, you know, you always look for constant improvement. And in 22-23, they had a 6-win season. 23-24, overall record was 6-14. Last year, 9-12, and this season was 10-8 coming into this, so 10-9. So all in all, over 500 for the season. We certainly have to take our hats off to Nick Adams, Pioneer AD, Brian Campbell, who helped out quite a bit. Of course, Teresa Quinn Tippanyuk took over the team halfway through the season, or maybe a little more than halfway. And everybody just really worked hard, including the student athletes.
Absolutely.
You know, early in the season, Tyler, you and I talked a few times, and it was like, well, where are these games going to go? Because there were a few bumps in the road along the way. And over the last month, 6 weeks, they have really come together as a team. And, you know, take that last inning off the board today. This was essentially a 4-0 ball game at that point. I think when Kobe had those couple of wild pitches and there were a couple of errors along the way, the student athletes probably started to question their own confidence at that point, but they gave it their all, and certainly nothing to take away. Hoosac Valley is a fantastic softball team, and based on their record coming in and what I saw today, it wouldn't surprise me to see them go all the way.
No, I think you hit the nail on the head. You know, and you mentioned the baseball team and basketball team for Pioneer last year. Like, we've seen what it's like. We felt it. We've seen a team of players that are just so in sync with each other. And I was talking with one of the Hoosac fans before the game, and she had mentioned exactly the same thing, that there's a number of girls on this team that have just been friends and played together for years and years coming up through the school system. And, you know, you can just see that. They jive together, and after seeing that with Pioneer, you know, you can see it in other teams, and you can definitely respect it because you know what it feels like.
Yeah, and that's really something that's lost in a lot of society these days, is the joy of, I like to call it small town living, because you really have those friendly bonds that have been built over time. And we saw it last year with the Pioneer squads, and the Hoosac Valley team, certainly the same thing. And it doesn't surprise me a bit that they've had that long time bond, because they sure showed it. In fact, I don't know how many times the camera caught it this afternoon, but literally after every out that Pioneer made at bat, the infield all went in and congratulated each other, tapped the pitcher, and you could see that team spirit there. So just a great win for Hoosac Valley. Nothing to take away from them, and we certainly wish them all the best as the tournament continues for them. And for us, my friend, that's the end of the line.
Absolutely. Another one in the books, Lou. And, you know, as always, Lou, as I tell everybody, you make our broadcast look so good. And so happy to have another season with you. And, you know, so happy that you were able to make the trek out here. Beautiful day out here for softball. And, you know, just so happy to have you along for the ride. It's been a pleasure.
Well, thank you, Tyler, but after a handful of games this season with hoodies, jackets, and hand warmers, I couldn't say no to a game where I could actually sit here in my polo shirt because we'd been talking about that earlier in the campaign. So I'm glad we finally got to do it. Would have liked to seen Pioneer emerge victorious, but today it just wasn't meant to be. So I guess at this point, until next season, I certainly thank you all for tuning in, whether you watched us live on Channel 1075, live on YouTube, or later on the stream. Please stay tuned to BNC TV. We'll be back in the fall with soccer and field hockey. Do we have field hockey? They might have field hockey coming back. I don't know. But
only time will tell.
Time will tell. So we will figure that out. But until then, for the executive producer of Bernardston-Northfield Community Television, Mr. Tyler Borbo, the best in the business, I am Lou Bordeaux, thanking you for your time this time. And until next time, so long from Adams, Massachusetts.
Hey!